we're doing a thing here, getting this thing ready for our summer hunting trip. So here we'll pull the seat off. We'll show you a little bit about what we are doing. As you see, we got our new passenger footrests with this rigid plate in them. So my wife can sit up here and actually have somewhere to put her feet. These things are super awesome. I got one on the other side. And they just fold all conveniently and stick right there. Now I just pulled this battery out here, and we got a spare. So we did go shopping. Come over here and show the people our cart full of goodies. So we got the new battery. We got a case of ATV 1040, 10W40. And here we got some good stuff. We got an entire new fuel filter. We got an inline filter. We got a new carburetor boot. These leak and break all the time. We got a new spark plug. I have an upgraded spark plug as well right here. A little bit of a better one, higher grade iridium E3 style. And then the whole new carburetor is ready to go. Also, I got a carb rebuild kit, so I'm having spare parts all up in this thing so I can get it going on the trail if something goes wrong. Because we have so much storage now. I want to keep the necessities on the bike at all times. So we will check that carburetor back. Filters. I got like 3 oil filters for this thing because I'm going to constantly do fluid changes. This one, I believe, is actually a Yamaha brand from Japan. So pretty cool, Yamaha. So we'll do an oil change on her, and got those foot pegs, and then the gun mount. We'll put the rifle rack right up on the front here. And hopefully by the end of this video, this thing will be starting and idling smoothly and not give us problems with starting. I'm hoping the battery is going to do most of that work for us. So, all right, then run some carb cleaner in there, and we might even put the new carb in there if we have to. So it's going well, but we'll keep you posted as we put this all in. And we got another one to work on today too. So that'd be like 2-for-1 video. But that's all we got for you. So we got our new batteries here, using the knockoff Leatherman Wave from Amazon, the old Fleesa. And this battery is, oh man, I think that's like literally exactly the same size. Okay, so that's awesome. So the guy I bought this from chucked some blocks of wood down in here to level this battery out, and we're just going to keep them there because I like where that battery was sitting, and I don't want to pull the cables at a funky angle. So we'll have our little shop trash can here in our hobo cart, and we'll chuck this battery right in. It should be just like an immediate swap. Negatives on this side, positives on this side on both of them. So we'll just chuck it right back in there. Sometimes they have these little square nuts that you have to thread your hardware in. And see if these have them. Here, show the people this. Sometimes people will not know what to do here, but you can see on this used battery, there's that little threaded square nut that sits in there, and that's actually what your hardware goes into. So your terminals can actually screw down in there. So we'll reuse these if we have to, but I'm sure this new one came with them. So we'll check. Pop it off. Okay, we got nothing, huh? It's a little bit different shaped too. See how this one is horizontal while this is vertical? That's okay. So check our hardware. Stick those in there and we'll be good to go. All right, we'll swap this out here. So we're gonna chuck this seat back in here because as soon as I connected that battery down, we have power. And the last battery wouldn't even let me turn this thing on. I would have to, there we go. I would actually have to pull this pull starter a little bit to get the, now I call them a stator, the electronic flywheel basically, to get any sort of electricity with the screen. But now I just turn the key and I have a screen, which is good. So we will hop on this old girl. 456,000 miles. Exactly. Here, come show the screen here. So we got 456 exactly on this bike, and on our other bike we have 567 exactly, which is kind of funny. So now I'm going to hit the brake here, and we're going to go ahead and start her in neutral, and I'm going to go ahead and kick the gas on. We'll move the fuel a little bit. Our fuel gauge is working. It says it's 1 o'clock, it's 11, so it's exactly 2 hours off. That's okay. And I think, guys, we're going to be able to start here. Okay. Now fuel is on. Okay. Something. Like I said, we're probably going to have to replace this carb or at least clean it. Which is unfortunate because it's kind of a booger to get to, but let's see if she starts reliably here. If she doesn't, we're just going to rip into her and get it up our video. It is what it is. It wants to die. It's bogging a little bit. As soon as I give gas, I bet it'll die. Idle a little bit, get her warmed up. Maybe that'll help things move around. But long story short, we'll probably have to rebuild this car because I want it to start right up immediately. Let's let her warm up and see what happens then. So we got this thing running. I realized it was bogging because the choke was on. As soon as I turned the choke off, it idled perfectly and ran. Drove around, ripped. Now we're going to come over here and I have to use the old icon set with my little stubby because I can't get a in here space. It's just not enough space, so I coming over here. This is the second time I've had to use this screwdriver today, and it's like 11 a.m. and there we go. Oh man, I love this thing. For the homies who are watching, Levi, Zach, Billy, Jesse, Lucas, you guys, don't lose our washer here. We'll set our little washer on the wheel here for now, but now this will come out, and there was one other thing. No, it's just the name, that's it. So we are good to pull this old girl out of here and go swap her out. So we're good. We'll check that there. Love this little icon swivel thing. You can swivel and get into the tightest spaces. They're a little bit pricey, but man, they're worth it. Lifetime warranty. Replaced it 2 times already. I'll just set this back. Go grab parts and come back and see if we can get this thing ripping. Look at this beauty. How cool is this thing? The A-arm goes all the way down. It's suspension driven. It even has a hydraulic, I think. Look at those brakes. That big disc brake, that's awesome. I think this right here, see the hydraulic on it? How nice is that? I'm gonna just lock it back into position. All right, next part's coming to you soon as we go grab some parts. All right, so we got the new battery. I got a gel battery in there, exact same size, positive on the right side. Connect everything back up. Looks like we got a bad brake here, so I'll have to find the cable for this. It's snapped in there somewhere, and fix this brake. And this one's still working, but we should be good to go. I'm going to attempt to start it here. So here we go. Pour some fuel in there and get her going. So here we got 567 miles. Here's our manometric fuel gauge. And so it says empty right now, which is good. So in theory, look at that little float. Is it gonna work? It's pretty dirty, but it might work. It's pretty dirty though. I'll have to try to clean this up as best as I can. The tank is already cleaned out and the carburetor is rebuilt. So we're gonna see if this does it. If not, we're taking some fuel components apart and we'll give it another shot then. But for now, we'll just give her a little glug. Right. Just a little. I want to get above the reserve tank line. So let's get my light here. Let's see how much fuel we got in there. That's pretty full. With all these used quads, make sure you put an inline fuel filter. These tanks can be dirty. All right. There we go. Thank you, Eli, the owner of that side-by-side right there, for giving me this fuel. I'm going to fill it up with some premium for you. For now, this is nice to have this on site, though. I'll tell you what. Fuel gauge does not work. Yeah, that does not work. Okay, that's okay. This is the initial startup, guys. Like literally, this thing has been sitting for years. 560 miles, 567 on a 1998 quad. This thing has been sitting for years. Okay, so I got the key. I'm gonna choke it. We're gonna turn the fuel on. So we're gonna go, bam. Okay, we heard something. I got a neutral light, that's good. That is really good. How are we looking on lights? Lights are on?
First light's on.
Let's go. Okay, so we got
Boom. And then
one light works, one doesn't?
So 2 lights, and then that one is really dim.
Okay, okay. Not bad. There's our start, there's our run. Engine override right there. Nice tight brake. Nice tight brake. Oh, fuel, I'm going to on, turning it 90 degrees over. I just want to check the oil. Whoa, that did something. Okay, well, guys, let's prime the carb a little bit. I'm gonna click the choke on, like that, and try it. Oh, this is gonna be a booger, isn't it? Holy cow. Holy cow, guys. Sounds good. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit and then I'm going to take the choke off and see if it idles. Maybe we'll have to adjust that because this was up north. Obviously we're closer to sea level down here in the valley, so we'll have to adjust that here next year. Okay. Turning the choke off now. What the frick? It's idling. Okay. Sounds really good. The bed shakes a little bit. Wow, I cannot believe it's idling when I rev it up. Hear all that crack? There's a bunch of sand and dirt, I think, around that belt. So I'm gonna ride real slow over to our air compressor and take this cover off. See if we can clean it out. Maybe pressure wash the whole thing. But I'm gonna see if it moves under its own power meter. That's really impressive, man. I'm gonna have to adjust that carb for sure because it wants to die. But here we go.
cut or?
Yeah, you work your bed back, and then the seat just pops out. It's just held in there with some prongs. See the rubber footings here? So there's no clips or anything that's holding it down, because once this comes down, it holds it in place. Here's the original tool kit. Look at how much dust we're working with here. How many years has it been? 27 years, 1998. 27 years since this thing has been run, and it started up on what, my third pull?
Third pull, yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Holy crap. All right. So I'm taking this air box out. I should have checked this first.
Oh.
But I got excited, and I see it down there. So we're gonna open this bed. Look how easy it is when you drop stuff with this working bed. We'll just come down here with my magnet, tonk, grab it, open that up, there we go. All right, let's check our airbox here. Oh, nice, it's like a K&N style filter. It's not like the crappy little mesh ones. So we'll clean this. I do want to get the air compressor over here. You might have to just add some hoses together if I can't drive this over. But this casing comes out. All of our wing nuts. And that is your air filter right there. So we'll go and spray this out. It actually is pretty clean. Probably because it hasn't been run, it's been covered. But it feels like it's still oiled, which is nice. It is a K&N filter. Isn't that funny? All right. So that goes right there. This little plastic bracket looks to be broken. It just it's what holds the filter in place. But as long as one of them's still in there, then you could tighten this filter down. So that's good. So our airbox is good. I'm gonna find that carb and adjust it, because golly, we're leaking fuel over here. So we're leaking fuel and coolant. So there's our carb right there. There, I see it leaking. Okay, so let's do some minor repairs on this thing. See if we can get this all cleaned up and get that carpet not leak so much, or whatever fuel line is leaking, whatever it is, and then from there we'll run it. Work the carb here. Rolling under its own power for the first time in 27 years.
Good for it to be cut.
Reverse. Everything works. Back in the high gear. No marking over here on the concrete. I'm gonna keep it up. We're gonna try and get this fuel leak, wherever it's coming from, to stop with the original toolkit. We're gonna spray this thing down, soapy water, give her a scrubbing. hose her off with the old blaster and get all the dirt out of this crap. So here we are. It's so nice to have this working area right here. Got your spark plug tool remover, a wrench. You got a spare spark plug, my Phillips head, tire pressure gauge, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to come over here on this bearing and crack this Phillips head right here. This is pretty janked up. So I wonder, that's pretty chewed up. For now, I'm going to turn the fuel off and let's get a better, bigger Phillips head. We got our big thickie here with the icon set. You know I love it. And this will be able to crack this. There we go, because the teeth aren't gonna wallow this girl out like it was before. Alright, we'll pull our hardware. Can't lose it right here, right? Chuck that. Alright, I see some plastic. Pop it out like that pretty easy. Set it down. Let's look. What else can I do here? Okay. Get up in there and show them that active fuel leak right there. You can see it dripping right there. So we're going to try and fix whatever that is. We're going to take this tank off. There was an air filter around this, and you can see it just disintegrated. So we're going to have to replace that. I'm going to do this a little bit more fast. So we will take this tank off and keep these brackets orientated. Bang, bang. And there should be at least a couple more holding this thing together. So let's look. What's the best bet here? Okay, I see the carb and I see the leak. Okay, come over here and stick your camera over here. Okay, so here's our carb. That is, get real in there. You see the carb right there? Okay, cool. That's not leaking. But you can see from here, it is leaking from our petcock right there. That drip. So we gotta get this tank off and see if we can seal that up, because our carb is actually not leaking, which is so awesome. And we're gonna try to fix this petcock, and if we get that sealed up, clean all this crap out. Look at all that fuzzy dust crap. Wash this thing and then give her a rip here. So we'll keep going. So in here you can see I got that fuel line disconnected, still dripping from the petcock. I'm gonna try to get this tank out and then replace that petcock and save as much of this fuel as I can. That is it. Tank is out. Let's dump this fuel back in that can. We can save it. We found our problem. Look how bad that's leaking. Come over here. Give this shot of that. Well, we found our leak. It was pretty dang obvious. All right.
Live it.
Let's see how much of this we're going to try to get all this junk off of this petcock. Keep coming close here. We'll remove this and try to replace this gasket and see if that seals it up. But for now, I'll take this brake cleaner. Close your eyes. Oh, that's how you do it. That cleaned her up. And we'll do that with the tank on the inside of the tank as well. I'm going to take the pressurized air. I'm going to do that. This stuff gets on your face and it burns real hot. Feels like chili pepper. Feels like a minor pepper spray. Not as bad though. So, you know, not great for self-defense. Just irritating. All right, so now we'll take our Icon kit. Again, I love this tool. And we will come in here and grab whatever size we think is right. First try. Wow, all right. We'll crack this thing loose. Oh yeah, this thing's all dry rotted. This happens all the time, guys, especially if your quad or bike sits for 27 years. You're probably going to have carburetor problems and petcock problems. In our case, it was very dramatic. I'm actually happy that the carb was not leaking. The owner said he rebuilt it just so he can sell it. He's an old guy. Those OGs guys, they work on their stuff and do it right. He said he drained all the fuel. He wanted to keep it fresh and leave it carbon. You know what? He told the truth. So I'm sure he didn't know about this petcock, and if he did, whatever. Gave me a great deal. Gotta work on stuff in life. You know, you can't expect things to be perfect. I basically got this quad for free, which is crazy because I wanted an e-bike. So I went and bought their e-bike, and I said, give me this quad for the price of just the e-bike. So that was an incredible deal. And you guys will see that on the channel later here. All right, let's remove this thing. Get up close here. Oh, yep, there it is. So there is our filter, and there is our bad gasket. So we will go and replace that gasket. There goes our filter. It's all chewed up. And for these, same thing, you're not supposed to get this brake cleaner on your hand. I worked in auto body for a long time, and your hands just get so used to it. They dry you out though, but don't do what I'm doing. I do not condone injuries because of what I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Is that the old saying? Every grandpa says to their grandkid as they reach in to grab the pike by its mouth. All right. Cool. So, get this all cleaned up. Look at that. Yes, sir. And I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to go find a new gasket or cut one and get this thing pieced together.
Okay.
All right, so we got the tank here, and I'm going to bolt these down. This new petcock, and it has a new gasket and everything. I was looking for just the gasket to save money, but our local parts store just had the entire petcock because it's for a series of different Polarises, and they all use the same. So luckily, we were able to find just what we needed. It just was a little bit more pricey than what I hoped. $60 for the new petcock, whatever it is, what it is. I could have spent $20 and ordered on Amazon, but we wanted it today because our goal was to get this thing running ASAP. So, patience or money. There's only two ways to do things, or sometimes both. Okay, so that is nice and sealed, and you don't want to over tighten these because that would suck. Okay, cool.
Action.
So we're doing a little water check here, making sure the petcock flows. There she goes. There she goes. There's the water. Cool. Float. Now she's good to go. Dump her out. So we're going to go over the air compressor and blow this thing dry. So let's show you the video of that happening. So I'm taking this petcock off because it's actually not the right one. If you compare, you can see that this is facing that way and this will be inside, so there'd be no way that I could turn the fuel on and off. So what I'm going to do is take this gasket and use the new gasket on the old petcock and pray that it seals. So next we'll be doing a water check with this new gasket. Kind of bummed that I realized that I'm a little bit late, but luckily I didn't put it on the bike yet. I didn't assemble anything. I just did the water check, so it's always good to double check. And I was looking, thinking, hey, something's not right here. And sure enough, something was not right here. So here we go. Get this all cleaned up. be right orientation. That's gonna be right. That's gonna be right. That's gonna be forward. Okay. Wonderful. Guten Heim. Okay, there we go. Put that new gasket on there and try one more time. We're praying that this guy seals up for us. So we don't want to deal with leaky leakies. Look at that. So hopefully I can find a replacement gasket, but for now we're just going to chuck this one on there and see if it works. All right, we'll keep you posted on the next steps here. We're hopefully going to water check this and then get it set in the tank if it doesn't leak and see what's going on. One step at a time. All right, so this crack, unfortunately, is leaking. So we can't salvage this petcock, and there's no way for us to turn the other one around 180 degrees. So that is a big bummer. We're going to have to go get the parts, and it is what it is. All right. We'll keep you posted on the next part. All right, we're back at the old 49 barn here. I was able to get both of them seated in here pretty well. We're filling this place up, so we're reorganized. We're going to wait for the right parts and get both of them running. That's all we got for now. Thanks to my cousin who's filming for me, and he's learning quite a bit, which is good fun. So am I. And we're going to keep going with all these projects we got going, starting with the quads. We want to have a real fun hog hunt out in Texas, and we're getting set up for it. So stay tuned for the next video. We're going to knock all these projects out slowly but surely. What kind of outro should we have?
I don't know.
Do backflip or something?
Oh, you know, watch me do a backflip.
All right, go ahead. Ready? That was great. Did you see that, guys?
I know.
It was so fast you couldn't even tell.